Hey everyone, my name is Ahmed and welcome back to FPL Clue for another game week preview video. Please stick around until the end of the video as there are a few important topics to cover. Please also don't forget to leave a like to the video and subscribe to the channel. And without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Let's start off with Ben Chilwell. He was benched in two back-to-back games, and not only that, he was brought on in the closing stages of the games and then he conceded yellow cards in both games, which left lots of FPL managers frustrated because of his zero-pointer in both of those two games. Now he might get a chance to play because Gusto has been red carded. So now, before even moving forward and talk about Chilwell plan, let's talk a little bit about Gusto. He has been red carded, so he will miss game week 7 and 8. And after game week 8, there is a fixture swing for Chelsea. And not only that, after game week 8, it's international break. And then, soon as international break is done, probably Reece James might be available and ready to play or close to returning back. So that really means that Gusto's minute will be very limited. So the best case scenario for Gusto owners is to sell Gusto, and the possible replacement immediately in game week 7 is still Newcastle defenders. And if you don't have Kabori, then you can also bring Kabori because he has a double game week, and if you want to have a double game week player, or you can also bring some Spurs or Aston Villa players because their fixture will start getting better from game week 8 and onwards. From game week 9 or something, even Virgil van Dijk or Robertson is also a decent option if you want to cover some Liverpool defense. Back to the Chilwell plan. He has been so frustrating in the last few game weeks, especially after back-to-back zero-pointers. I know it was a great option at the beginning of the season, but as soon as we moved towards the easy fixtures for Chelsea, there was a huge decline in Chilwell's performance. And lots of managers, including myself, has already got rid of him. But if you still have Ben Chilwell, then there is a question if is he a potential hold. I cannot tell anything about that, but there is a chance that he might start game week 7 or 8 because Gusto has been red carded and James is not available. Probably we could see him in the left wing back position instead of left winger. So maybe Chilwell might not even be as attacking as he used to be at the beginning of the season. So now it's your call if you want to keep him or if you want to move him on. Even if you want to keep him, that might be a good decision. So even if you want to move him on, there are plenty of decent defensive options that might also be proved to be a good decision. Nicholas Jackson is another Chelsea player who couldn't stand the high expectation of FPL managers. In fact, in the last 6 games, he managed to score only 1 goal and he got his 5th yellow card against Aston Villa, and now he's suspended for 1 game week. So as a Jackson owner, he wasn't performing really well anyways, so it's better to move him on. So like I said, Chelsea will have a fixture swing, so it's better to move him on. And the possible replacements are Morris. He has a double game week and is a budget player who can enable you to spread your funds elsewhere. For example, if you want to have both Salah and Son in your team, or if you want to upgrade your defense, then I think Jackson to Morris is a better shout, and Morris is having a double game week. So if you don't want to go to Morris, the next option is Alvarez. But the only problem is that they have a game against Wolves away, and then they have Arsenal, Brighton, and Manchester United in their next 4 games. But I think if Alvarez still plays and keep getting decent minutes, then it would be still a decent shout even in those difficult games as well. And the other option is Watkins. He plays Brighton at home. We're not so good defensively anyway, so from attacking point of view, even Brighton is a decent fixture. And then they play Wolves away, West Ham at home, and then Luton at home, which is great. And then the next forward option is Gabriel Jesus. They play Bournemouth away, and then they have Manchester City at home, which is the toughest fixture for a forward to face. And then Chelsea away is also not a very decent fixture because Chelsea are still very good defensively. And then they have Sheffield United away. So from game week 10, you will need some of Arsenal players in your team. If you want to do a forward transfer in game week 7, you can still go for Gabriel Jesus. Bukayo Saka is one of the captaincy candidates for game week 7 that we will talk about later in the video. but he is flagged at the moment for FPL. But there is a chance that he might not even feature in Game Week 7. And then they have City in Game Week 8 and Chelsea in Game Week 9. So if you're a Saka owner, there is absolutely no rush to sell him until we get updates in the press conferences. If Arteta confirms that he is not going to play against Bournemouth, then I think it's time to move him on at least until game week 10. But because Arsenal have lots of other injuries as well, so we need to keep an eye on the injury updates of Martinelli, Trossard, Declan Rice, etc. Then that makes me think that if Saka's injury is not that serious, then probably he might even feature in the game against Bournemouth. Is he gonna start that game? Again, I'm not sure. So all of the Saka plan is down to what information will we get from the press conferences on Friday. And also, probably, if you can, try to hold your transfer as close to the deadline as possible. Maybe we might even get some other team news or informations just before the deadline. Heung-min Son has got another brace in Game Week 6 and is again one of the hot topics of the game week. But he has a fixture against Liverpool, and Spurs is capable of scoring goals against Liverpool, and there is a high chance that Son will have his part of involvement in that. But like Saka, Maddison is also flagged in FPL, so there is also a chance for him not to feature against Liverpool. So if Maddison is absent in the game against Liverpool, then Son's productivity might not be as good as if Maddison is on the field, because just like Haaland and KDB, there's a good partnership between Son and Maddison as well. But again, if you're planning to bring Son, that should not put you off your transfer plan, because we might see some other price rise as well. So especially if you have budget problem, it's better to go 1 week early. And then after that, he has Luton away, Fulham at home, Crystal Palace away, and then Chelsea at home is not a decent fixture for an attacker. And then they have Wolves away. So overall, if we see, the fixtures are really good, so it's actually a very good time to bring in Son in your team if you don't have him, and if you're planning to bring him in, especially if you have Saka in your team. And if you're not sure about if he starts or not, then I think Saka to Son is a very straightforward move that doesn't require lots of budgets, and most of the managers might afford to bring him in one move. But if you're planning to bring him in for a hit, I think it's not worth it. So let's talk about captaincy options for Game Week 7. Of course, Erling Haaland is a standout option in any given game week, and he is a good option for Game Week 7 as well. But Saka, if he is fit and ready to start, also have a very good fixture. And then I've also picked up Salah and Son. They're playing each other and their fixtures are not very good, for especially for the captaincy. But you could expect Spurs against Liverpool will be a game where we see at least 3 or 4 goals between them, and there is a high chance that Salah and Son could easily get attacking returns against each other. But I think if you're playing safe, it's better not to look elsewhere, because Haaland is the most standout option for this game week. So lots of managers, including myself, will definitely end up going safe and captain Haaland against Wolves. So here are the top 10 players in terms of points prediction according to Fantasy Football Hub website. Erling Haaland leads the chart with 8.7 predicted points. So he is the water child for the captaincy for Game Week 7. So number 2, 3, 4, 5 are the double Game Week players. Morris, of course, is 8.1, then Kaminsky is 7.3, Trafford is 6.8, and Burke is 6.5, and then of course number 6 is Mohamed Salah. He has been predicted to get 6.4, and Son is slightly lower than that with 6.3, and then Ramsey is predicted to get 6 points out of the 2 games in Game Week 7, and then Fernandes is 5.9, and Bell is also 5.9, and he also has a double game week. And that's it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the content. If you do so, please leave a like to the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys again soon. How it's supposed to feel.